Hi, Leila from Merlot. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to start with the spinning of the alpaca that we carded in the last video. Alpaca is such a light, soft fiber that I want to maintain that. I've decided that I'm going to spin this woolen versus worsted. I want to keep as much of the air and the fluffiness of the fiber into the yarn. So I will be setting up the Ashford Traditional, which gives me the option that I can set it up with the Scotch tension. So that means you'll have the drive band and you'll have the bobbin break on. Now by spinning woolen, I'm able to get a very light yarn versus worsted that would give you something that's a denser spun yarn that would have more drape. I want to keep this one as soft and light as possible. I'm hoping to dispel the myth that you need to add wool into your yarn in order for a sweater to not continue to grow throughout the day. So we're going to be testing that theory down the road. Now, if you look at the picture up here, when I first started with the fiber, I could see that there was crimp in there. So that tells me there's going to be a certain amount of memory within my prepared yarn. If you are buying alpaca top or alpaca roving, and you didn't have that opportunity to see it in its natural raw state, I would recommend adding a bit of wool or another fiber to it if you intend to use the completed yarn in a sweater. That way then you're adding in some memory, is less likely to continue to grow throughout the day.
Here we are at the wheel, and it is set up for Scotch tension, so the drive band is coming from the main wheel over the whirl. I've got the whirl set, so we're doing a 10-to-1 ratio. Here we have the brake set up on the bobbin. Now if we look close here at the spring, when I tighten the tension on the brake, you see the spring moving. I will adjust the drive band to give my flyer the amount of tension that I want for the amount of spin. The brake band will be adjusted for the tension of how the yarn is drawn in. I want enough that I can pull it back out, but I want it to give me a bit of tension when I'm drafting. For this fiber, I want a 3-ply yarn. I took a piece of commercial yarn about the size that I wanted to achieve, and it was a 3-ply, so I just removed one of its plies, and I can use that as my control card if I don't have a control card. And kind of played with the tension now. With the brake band, as the wheel is starting to fill, you'll need to increase the tension. I'm doing a supported long draw, so I actually let the twist go into the fiber, and then I'm pulling back using my left hand to control the thickness of the single that I'm spinning. The one thing with alpaca, especially if you didn't get the raw fiber that you could see what the crimp was, you won't have any idea if it had any crimp to it at all. Alpaca requires that there be perhaps a bit more twist in it than wool because it doesn't have the scales that grab onto each other. If you don't spin enough, your wool's going to pull apart. If you overspin, it could snap off right at the orifice or be an extremely wiry feeling single that you're not going to want, because the whole benefit of alpaca is that it's so absolutely soft. So you want to try to maintain that texture. So I'm allowing the twist into that drafting zone. And then if you get a fat piece like that, you can typically coax it out by gently pulling on it. And if it doesn't want to do that, go ahead and just give it a bit of an open, and then you can correct that piece. If it gets too thin, you can go back and draw that fiber on, and then you're ready to draft some more. So just using this hand to guide, allowing the twist to go back onto the bobbin, and then again drafting back, adding the twist back onto the bobbin. Now, the one thing that I do really like about when you're set up with Scotch tension is, say you lose your fiber and it goes back onto the bobbin automatically stops, and your broken piece is right on top, easy to find. Unlike double drive sometimes, where you might have to hunt for that end. With my right hand, I hold the fiber very gently. The left hand is the control. As I allow the yarn to go onto the bobbin, I'm allowing twist into the drafting zone. Left pinches, the right pulls. Pinch, pull, pinch, pull. Allow the twist in, pinch, pull. Allow the twist, pinch, pull, pinch, pull.
Now we've completed our singles. The next video will go into how to ply the yarn. I do hope that you've picked up a few tips that are going to help you spin your alpaca fiber. Reach out to us through comments, questions. We love to hear from you. For now, this is Leila from Merlot. Thank you for watching.